Welcome to our journey through time, exploring the evolution of the world's largest armies from 19 to 2024. Throughout this video, we will delve into the historical context, major global events, and the shifting political landscapes that have shaped military forces around the world. As we traverse over a century, we will uncover the factors driving these changes and examine how different nations expanded and reformed their military capacities. So, grab your popcorn and let's launch into the fascinating exploration of military might. The early 19th. In the early 19th, the world was on the cusp of monumental changes, both politically and militarily. Nation-states were expanding their territories, and colonial empires were at their peak. Countries like the British Empire and Germany boasted some of the largest armies and navies of that time. Militarism was a significant force, with nations pouring resources into arms and soldiers in anticipating of global conflict. This era would soon witness the advent of World War I, which would profoundly reshape the military landscape. World War I impact. World War I from 1914 to 1918 marked a turning point in military organization and strategy. Countries mobilized millions of troops, with countries like Russia and Germany reaching peak military strengths. The war showcased the necessity of mass conscription, and armies saw the introduction of new technologies, including tanks and airplanes. By the end of the war, the scale of human loss and the complexity of military logistics had changed how many armies were structured and operated, setting the stage for future conflicts. Interwar period developments. In the years following World War I, the interwar period experienced significant military transformation. The Treaty of Versailles drastically reduced the size of the German army, while other nations like the US and the Soviet Union expanded their forces. The rise of totalitarian regimes in Germany and Italy led to military rearmament and aggressive expansion. Countries started to recognize the importance of air power and mechanized warfare, moving away from traditional infantry-based armies. World War II mobilization. World War II from 1939 to 1945 would become the largest and deadliest conflict in history, driving unprecedented levels of military personnel mobilization. The Soviet Union, at the height of the war, fielded the largest army in history, with over 34 million soldiers mobilized. The scale of warfare also led to the innovations in strategies and technology, reinforcing the significance of air and naval power. This period cemented the importance of logistics and strategy in military operations. Post-World War II era. Following World War II, the world entered a phase of rebuilding and geopolitical tension known as the Cold War. The military forces of the United States and the Soviet Union became dominant, with both nations competing for military supremacy. In this era, we witnessed the emergence of nuclear arsenals and concepts of deterrence, radically changing the composition and size of armies. Nations across the globe re-evaluated their military structures, leading to significant advancements in technology and strategy. The Cold War dynamics. As the Cold War progressed, military alliances such as NATO and the Warsaw Pact were established, pooling resources and personnel among member nations. During this time, the United States and the Soviet Union maintained large standing armies as well as extensive reserve forces. Western nations began to engage in proxy wars around the globe, while countries such as China and India also significantly expanded their armies in response to geopolitical pressures. This era underscored the global ramifications of army sizes and military expenditures. Modernization and downsizing. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked the onset of a new world order. Many nations began to rethink their military strategies amidst the shift toward globalization and international cooperation. While some countries downsized their armies, others invested in modernizations programs focusing on technology, precision weaponry, and professionalization of the military. The trend shifted from sheer numbers of soldiers to capabilities and effectiveness, ushering in the era of smaller but smarter armies. Twenty-first-century militaries. Entering the 21st century, we observed significant shifts in military strengths worldwide. The rise of non-state actors, terrorism, and cyber warfare changed the landscape of modern conflict. Major armies like the United States and China showed significant growth and focus on joint operations and advanced technologies. Countries like India and Russia continued to expand their military capabilities, while alliances and partnerships became critical in answering new threats. Data trends and statistics. As we look at the statistics from 19 to 2024, the fluctuations in army sizes are striking. The US military boasts around 1.3 million active duty personnel, while China's People Liberation Army remains the largest with over 2 million. Various countries in the Middle East continue to grow their armed forces due to ongoing regional conflicts. The data reveals how militaries adapt to changing global dynamics, with significant resources allocated to modernizations rather than sheer troop numbers. Future projects. As we project into the future, how will military forces continue to evolve? Will nations revert to larger standing armies, or will the trend toward smart technology and a focus on special operations dominate? Cyber warfare and AI technology are already reshaping traditional military thinking. With ongoing global challenges, understanding the military capabilities of nations remains crucial for geopolitics. The future of military engagement will likely rely on rapid adaptation and innovative solutions. In conclusion, the journey through the world's largest armies from 19 to 2024 illustrates a complex narrative of power, strategy, and transformation. From the devastating impacts of two world wars to the rise of modern warfare, we have seen how nations adapt their military forces to meet new challenges. As we move forward, understanding this evolution will be vital not only for historians but for anyone interested in the implication of military strengths on global stability. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating exploration of military history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know your thoughts on the topic in the comments below.